Hello, today we're going to be discussing whether novelty is valuable. Let's go. So first we need to understand what novelty is. Novelty is basically the state of something being new, okay? And novelty in the context that I'm talking about is novelty in the context of addiction. So basically, when you are addicted to something, such as sugar, video games, social media, Netflix, anything like that, when you are experiencing an addiction, in the case of novelty, you are essentially using novelty as an excuse. So let me give you an example. Let's say you are a sugar addict, okay? And let's say you decided, okay, I'm going to cut out sugar. So you cut out cookies, no more cake, any of that. And let's say you go to a birthday party or something like that. And then your friend has this interesting looking dessert or something like that you've never tried before. Or maybe you go traveling, right? Maybe you go traveling to like a different country entirely. And then let's say you're in France and there's like some cool French dessert, something like that you want to try. In this case, your brain will try to use novelty as an excuse to indulge in this addiction. So essentially, you're going to try to convince yourself to say, hey, this is new, I've never tried it before, so it's okay if I do it because, oh no, like I'm just trying it, I've never tried it before. So this case is different. And I'm going to break down today why novelty is actually not valuable and why this excuse is not logical. So next time when you experience this sort of temptation for novelty, you can understand why this is actually false. So we need to first understand the value of novelty. The value of novelty, you can literally pause the video and think about it for a second. It's very simple. The value of novelty is you're trying something new, and the value of trying something new is to determine whether you like it or not, right? Trying something new in any case, if you're, going up to speak to someone new that you've never met before, you're trying something new to see whether you're going to be friends with them or not. If you're trying a new food, you're going to see whether you like it or not, okay? So you're trying something new, and there's two options. You either don't like it or you do like it, okay? So let's go through both scenarios. First, if you don't like it, you're not going to keep doing it, right? Simple as that. If you try that dessert, or let's say, you're addicted to Netflix and everyone's telling you, oh my gosh, just try this one show. This show's amazing. So you say, okay, I'm just going to try it because it's new. Now you try it, you don't like it, and so you're not going to keep doing it, right? Simple as that. You're just not going to keep doing it because you have no interest in that thing. So understand here that in this case, novelty was not valuable because you gained nothing from it. All you did was essentially prove to yourself that, hey, I can't resist my addiction. You proved to yourself that you are weak and that you can't resist addiction. However, you did not actually gain anything. You did not gain any pleasure because you didn't like what you just did. Now, let's say you try it and you like it. What happens? Well, when you try something new, you are convincing yourself, oh no, I'm just going to try it this one time just because it's something new. I'm not going to make a habit out of it. So, the reason you try something is to determine whether you like it or not. If you don't like it, you don't keep doing it. And generally, if you like it, you continue doing that thing. You try it on your workout program. If you like it, then you keep doing it, right? In this case, however, if you like it, you're still not going to do it because you know it's an addiction, right? When you say I'm going to try something new, that is, you're implying it's a one-time thing. I'm just going to do it this once just because it's something new. But understand that when you're trying something new, the only reason you would ever do that is to see whether you're going to continue it or not. In the case of addiction, no matter whether you like it or you don't, you are not going to continue doing that thing either way because you are addicted and you understand that you need to stop, right? If you cut out cookies and cakes, but then there's this cool like ice cream thing that you want to try. Sure, you try it, you like it, great. it's still sugar, so you still need to cut it out. So either way, there was no point in the novelty. So this really, what novelty comes down to, it's basically just an excuse. It's an excuse from your brain to essentially indulge in that temptation, especially when your hot system is fired up. I talk about this more in my book, by the way. You can check it out, top link in the description. Excuses are basically used when your hot system is taking over. Your hot system is like this kind of emotional, like really, like I'm sure you must have felt this before. If you're ever like right on the edge of like indulging in your addiction, you're like, you have the app open and you're like about to start scrolling. You know, the food is right in front of you and you're about to like indulge in some junk food, that kind of thing. Or like the video game console is open right in front of you. That's when your hot system is active, and you're essentially much less rational. You're a lot more emotional, and so you're much less likely to resist temptation. The hot system is pretty similar to like, I like to think of it as in conjunction with the sympathetic nervous system, which is like your fight or flight. So your brain is essentially in a state of fight or flight, and so it's prioritizing instant reward over delayed gratification. So when your hot system is fired up, it will do anything to get the temptation, whether that be excuses, whether that be changing your environment to, indulge in the temptation. Your hot system is willing to do anything to get to the temptation, and excuses are one of the way that it does that. So if we can logically debunk our excuses, we logically debunk the hot system, and therefore we allow our cool system to take over. Now, it's not so simple as this. There are other things. It's not that once you eliminate the excuse, your hot system just cools down. You will still feel those cravings and those urges, and I'll go into more detail in a future video on how you can sort of enable your cool system so that you think logically and rationally. Because if you were thinking logically and rationally, you would not engage in any addictions whatsoever. The only reason you do is because at the time when you are tempted to, you are thinking emotionally rather than logically. So your hot system is using novelty as an excuse, and there are other excuses, which I can make future videos on, but understand basically that novelty has no value. Novelty is not a valid excuse. The purpose of novelty is to try something and see if you like it or not. In the case that you like it, you would normally continue it. In the case that you don't like it, you normally wouldn't. But in the case of addiction, whether you like it or not, you're going to stop doing it anyways. And so all you did in the process of trying something new is essentially relapse on your addiction and prove to yourself that you're weak and you can't resist. So stay strong in your fight against addiction. Last thing, top link in the description is my full mental health book. We go in depth on addiction and willpower. We have a whole willpower section in the book, and in that, I discuss everything from like specific applications like social media and junk food and sugar, video games, those kinds of domain-specific applications, as well as general willpower principles like the hot and cool system, like the novelty excuse. And those are just a few of the things within the willpower chapter. And the willpower chapter is only one of the chapters out of the 6 chapters in my book. So that book is like your full mental health guide. If you read that book, you will be fully set in terms of mental health. So if you found this video helpful, if you feel like you learned something valuable, unlike novelty, from this video, then check that book out because I think it would be really helpful for you. That's all, and I will see you in the next one.